3 months back, in September, Ethan began dismissing his actions as mere pranks whenever I challenged him. It started when I asked him to stop flirting with women at social gatherings. He chuckled and told his buddies I was overly attached to him. His friends, Luke, Travis, and Owen, thought this was incredibly amusing. They began tossing around remarks about possessive partners whenever I was nearby. Ethan started pushing limits. At bars, he'd dance with other women, throwing me a sly grin from across the room. He'd hand out his contact info to strangers right in front of me. When I brought it up later, he accused me of overreacting to basic socializing. "It's just dancing," he'd say, shaking his head like I was unhinged. His friends always backed him up without hesitation. At Owen's birthday bash last weekend, Ethan's ex, Vanessa, showed up in a striking blue dress. She'd been texting Ethan for weeks, though he insisted it was purely platonic. I saw her brushing his arm as they spoke, her fingers lingering on his forearm. Ethan kept glancing my way with a smirk. Luke and Travis stood close, phones out, filming the scene. The party was crowded with people from our university and nearby colleges. Ethan had been drinking since we arrived at 7 p.m., buying Vanessa drinks while ignoring me for hours. Whenever I tried to join their conversation, he'd turn away or switch topics abruptly. Around 10 p.m., Ethan pulled Vanessa close by the hips and kissed her deeply, hands gripping her tightly. The kiss went on for at least half a minute. Luke and Travis started chanting, "She had it coming," while aiming their cameras at me. Others at the party turned to watch. Some snickered. Others looked uneasy but stayed silent. Ethan broke away from Vanessa and looked right at me. "Just a prank, love," he shouted, grinning. Vanessa laughed softly and whispered something to him. He nodded, squeezing her hip again. I pushed through the crowd toward the exit. People parted, staring. My phone buzzed before I reached my car. Messages flooded in from Ethan, too fast to keep up. By the time I got home, there were 12 texts. "You're ruining my night. Come back and say sorry to Vanessa. Stop blowing this out of proportion. Everyone here thinks you're acting crazy. You've humiliated me in front of my crew. Learn to take a joke for once." I drove home and switched off my phone. Sunday morning, I saw Ethan had posted 5 Instagram stories between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. clips of him dancing closely with random women at the party. Shots of girls grinding against him. Each caption was some version of, "This is what happens when you try to cage me," or "Freedom tastes amazing." The last story showed him taking shots with 4 different women. He tagged Luke, Travis, and Owen in every post. At 2 a.m., Ethan showed up at my apartment complex. He banged on the entrance for 4 minutes straight, shouting my name loud enough to disturb neighbors. When I opened the door, he smelled of booze, smoke, and various perfumes. His shirt was crumpled, stained with something dark. His hair was a mess. "You're a clingy girlfriend," he slurred, swaying. "Every guy steps out on his girl eventually. At least I did it openly, not sneaking around like a coward." I told him to leave. He laughed, leaning against the doorframe. "You'll forgive me by Wednesday, like always," he said. "Remember when I kissed your cousin's friend at New Year's? You got over that fast." Then he staggered to his car and drove off. Monday evening, Luke sent me a direct message on Instagram. "You're too intense about everything. Ethan was teaching you a lesson about trust and limits. You should thank him for caring enough to help you grow." I read it twice, then closed the app. Half an hour later, Mia, Owen's girlfriend, messaged me. She'd seen their group chat on his phone. She sent me 20 screenshots from their conversation since Sunday. Ethan was boasting about putting me in my place. "She'll crawl back like always," he wrote. "They all do when you show them who's in charge," Travis responded with laughing emojis. Owen wrote, "Brutal move, man." Luke added, "She needed that wake-up call." Ethan sent a shirtless selfie from bed, hair disheveled. "Single life's treating me great already," he captioned it. More laughing emojis from his friends. Ethan thinks he has me figured out. He believes I'm still the naive girl who apologized after our first argument 2 years ago. The one who blamed herself when he mocked my appearance in front of his family last Christmas. Right now, he's probably out celebrating, thinking he's won. He has no clue what's coming. First update. So, Ethan predicted I'd come begging by Wednesday. Guess what? Wednesday came, and I didn't call, text, or check his socials. It broke him. By Thursday morning, I had 15 missed calls and 38 texts. The messages started cocky. Hey, you're being childish about this. Then they turned desperate. I know you're seeing these. Why are you ghosting me when I'm trying to fix this? This silent treatment is pathetic. By Friday, he was spiraling. I can't believe you're throwing away 2 years over one dumb prank.
Vanessa meant nothing. You know that.
I was drunk, and my friends pushed me into it. What gets me is he kept calling it a prank. Like kissing his ex while his friends filmed and chanted was some funny gag I should laugh off. The nerve of this guy. Friday evening, he showed up at my workplace. My coworker Sarah found me in the break room, saying a guy was in the lobby, looking frantic. I peeked out and saw Ethan pacing, running his hands through his hair like he does when stressed. I walked out, and he lit up, thinking I was ready to forgive him. He started talking fast. Thank God, I've been trying to reach you. We need to talk and figure out how to move forward. I said we could talk right there since he'd already made our relationship a public show. His face fell. Don't do this, he said. You're being unfair. I came to apologize like adults. I asked what he was apologizing for. He said he was sorry I misunderstood his prank and got hurt. Not sorry for kissing Vanessa. Not sorry for humiliating me. Sorry I'm too sensitive for his humor. I told him his apology was noted, and he could go. He got louder, saying I was blowing everything out of proportion. Every couple deals with this stuff, he said. It's called growing together. Sarah and half the office were watching. Ethan noticed and lowered his voice. He stepped closer, saying he wouldn't leave until we sorted this out properly. That's when it hit me. He genuinely thought I'd cave like I always had. The old me would have been mortified about a scene at work. The old me would have agreed to talk privately to get him to leave. But those group chat screenshots, him bragging about putting me in my place, changed me, told Ethan we were done. Not on a break. Not working through things. Done. His face cycled through shock, disbelief, anger, then a fake laugh like I was joking. You don't mean that, he said. You're just upset. 2 years isn't something you throw away over something this small. I said kissing his ex while his friends filmed wasn't small, it was intentional humiliation. His group chat proved how he really felt. Showing up drunk at my place at 2 a.m. wasn't romantic, it was disrespectful and scary. Ethan got defensive. Those guys were just talking trash. You know how group chats are. It's not real. He said the kiss was just drunk showing off, nothing serious. But when I mentioned feeling scared by his 2 a.m. visit, he rolled his eyes. Come on, you know I'd never hurt you. Stop being so dramatic. That dismissal of my fear told me everything. He doesn't respect my boundaries or safety and never will. I walked away, leaving him in the lobby. Through the window, I saw him stand there for 15 minutes, probably waiting for me to come back. When I got home, Mia left 3 voicemails. Ethan had called her, asking her to talk sense into me, claiming I was having a breakdown. Mia was livid. She was at Owen's party and saw everything, the kiss, the chanting, the filming. When Ethan tried to spin it as innocent flirting, she shut him down. She told him what she saw wasn't flirting, it was public cruelty. That any man who'd do that to someone he loved had issues. If he contacted her again, she'd have words for him. Ethan didn't take it well, arguing she didn't get the full context and accusing her of enabling my drama. This morning, I got a text from Ethan's mom that, "Hi dear. Ethan said you're having some issues. Can we meet for coffee this weekend to talk about fixing things? You know how much he cares." That's when I realized Ethan's plan, rally our families to pressure me into forgiving him. He thinks if enough people push, I'll break and go back to being his doormat. But I'm not that girl anymore. I've been planning something since Sunday, and it's almost ready. He wants to play games with family involved? Fine. But he won't like my rules. Tuesday's going to be wild. Second update, I'm shaking with anger but also kind of amazed at how this unfolded. Ethan's mom started with how worried she was about my emotional state and how Ethan was heartbroken over my silence. My mom interrupted, laying out what happened at the party, the public shaming, the deliberate kiss, the friends filming. Ethan's mom went silent, then said that's not what Ethan told her. In his version, I freaked out over innocent socializing with his ex, caused a scene, and stormed out when he gave her a friendly hug. His friends laughed at my overreaction, not at me. The Instagram posts were just him venting after I ignored him. My mom was stunned, asking if she really believed Ethan would lie like that. After a pause, Ethan's mom said she trusted her son, and maybe there were two sides. My mom snapped, saying if Ethan thinks public humiliation is okay, maybe his mom failed at raising him. That any mother defending her son kissing other women in front of his girlfriend raised a disrespectful man. Ethan's mom hung up.
Sunday got worse.
My dad called, saying Ethan showed up at our house for a man-to-man talk. Ethan appeared in the garage uninvited, acting polite and worried. He told my dad I'd been struggling with jealousy for months, that he'd been patient, but I'd become controlling about his female friends. The party was me snapping over normal socializing. He told my dad he loved me and wanted to work through my insecurities, even offering couples counseling. He asked my dad to convince me to give him another chance. My dad, unaware of the full story, listened politely and said he'd think about it. After Ethan left, he called me, confused about Ethan's sincerity. I drove to my parents' house and told them everything: the boundary pushing, the flirting, the kiss, the group chat bragging. My mom showed my dad Mia's screenshots. He read Ethan calling me a psycho and saying I'd crawl back, and he was livid. He called Ethan on speaker. Ethan answered cheerfully, thinking my dad was on his side. My dad asked about the group chat. Ethan stammered, claiming it was just guy talk, not serious. He said the kiss video was a quick, friendly peck that looked worse on camera. His friends were drunk idiots, but he couldn't control them. My dad asked why Ethan lied to him at the house, painting me as jealous instead of admitting the kiss. Ethan said he was protecting my reputation by not telling my parents I overreacted. My dad called it manipulative nonsense, saying lying to parents to pressure their daughter isn't protection. He told Ethan that even if I was jealous, kissing another woman in front of your girlfriend is never okay. Real men break up if they're unhappy, not humiliate for fun. Ethan tried arguing, but my dad shut him down, telling him never to contact our family again and hanging up. Then I woke up to 28 texts from Ethan, sent between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. pure desperation. Your parents hate me now because of your lies. I didn't lie to your dad, I was sparing your feelings. You're ruining everything we built over one mistake. I can't function without you. Around 3 a.m., they turned darker. You're making me look like a villain to everyone. I trusted you, and you're weaponizing it. 2 years down the drain because you can't forgive one slip-up. The last text at 5 a.m. said, I won't give up on us, no matter what. Wednesday evening, Ethan showed up at my parents' house again. My dad called me when he saw him through the window. I drove over and found Ethan on the porch, refusing to leave until someone talked to him. I asked what he was doing. He said he'd been there 2 hours to explain his side. He claimed everyone turned against him over half-truths, that the group chat was out of context, and the kiss was drunken stupidity, not cruelty. I told him, intentional or not, he hurt me, and actions have consequences. Ethan got agitated, saying I was unforgiving. But he still wouldn't own it fully. It was always a mistake or poor judgment, never I kissed my ex to hurt you. My dad came out, telling Ethan to leave. Ethan argued he had a right to save his relationship and my dad was meddling. My dad said Ethan made it his business by lying to manipulate me. Ethan left but told me it wasn't over, that I still loved him and would regret this. Ethan genuinely thinks he's the victim, that I'm overblowing one small incident. But I've been planning something, and after seeing him manipulate our families, I'm ready to show him who I really am. The trap's set. He's about to meet a version of me he never expected. Final update: holy shit guys, the trap went off yesterday, and Ethan's world just crumbled spectacularly. I'm still buzzing with adrenaline and feeling like an absolute boss. Here's how it all went down. Ethan thought he was slick with his manipulation, but he forgot I know him too well. He loves showing off his wins over women. Always has. He filmed the Vanessa kiss because he thrives on evidence of his control. I was certain he'd kept those videos. Thursday, I texted Ethan, asking to meet and talk, not to reconcile, but to understand where things went wrong for closure. He replied instantly, suggesting a cafe where we had our first date. I said it was too public for such a heavy talk and suggested his apartment Saturday afternoon for privacy. He agreed fast, probably thinking I was caving. Saturday, I arrived at his place at 1 p.m. He'd clearly prepped, freshly showered, nice shirt, tidy apartment. He offered me tea, acting all concerned about how I was doing, as if he hadn't sent manic 3 a.m. texts. I said I'd been reflecting on our relationship and wanted his perspective on the party. That maybe I overreacted and wanted to hear him out without arguing. Ethan lit up, thinking he'd won me over. He explained how he never meant to hurt me, that the party got out of control due to alcohol and peer pressure. The kiss with Vanessa was him being dumb, not betraying me. I asked what his friends said to pressure him, how the kiss started, and if anything led up to it. Ethan got more animated, saying Luke and Travis teased him about being whipped. They dared him to prove he wasn't scared of me by flirting. Then he dropped a bombshell. The whole thing was planned. Luke invited Vanessa to the party to stir up drama, thinking it'd be funny to see my reaction. I acted shocked and asked why he went along with something meant to hurt me. Ethan said he didn't know Luke's plan until that night and was too drunk to think straight. When Vanessa flirted, his friends started filming, and he felt caught between letting them down or upsetting me. I nodded, saying I was starting to see his side and maybe judged too quickly. Ethan relaxed, thinking he'd convinced me. Then I asked my key question. I said my friends wanted to know what happened, and I needed clarity to explain it right. Did he have any party videos to help me see what he saw? Ethan hesitated, then admitted he had clips his friends sent but hadn't watched them because they were too painful. I suggested watching them together to understand his experience. He was uneasy but agreed, saying it might help us face the truth. He opened his phone's gallery, 12 videos from the party. They were worse than I remembered. Early clips showed Ethan dancing with women while I looked uncomfortable nearby. You could hear Luke and Travis joking about pushing my limits. Then came the Vanessa videos. One showed him grabbing her hips as she danced against him. Another had him whispering to her while staring at me. You could hear his friends saying, "She's fuming, this is gold." The kiss video was brutal. Ethan pulled Vanessa in aggressively, kissing her passionately. Luke and Travis chanted, "She had it coming," while filming me, looking crushed in the background. The worst was a video after I left. Ethan and Vanessa were making out harder, his hands up her dress. Ethan kept downplaying it. It looks worse on camera. I was too drunk to remember. The guys were just being idiots. I told him the videos showed deliberate cruelty, not a drunken mistake. That no amount of alcohol excused that disrespect. Ethan backtracked, saying the videos lacked context and I was misreading them. I said I appreciated the videos because they gave me the full truth. Then I showed him my phone. I'd recorded our entire talk. Every word of his confession about the planned humiliation. Every excuse while the videos played. Ethan went pale, stammering that I tricked him and recorded without permission. I reminded him we're in a one-party consent state, and I could legally record our conversation. I said his confession and videos proved he planned to humiliate me and lied to our families.
Ethan panicked, asking what he did do with the recording.
I said he'd find out. I sent a pre-written group text to both our parents, explaining the party was a planned humiliation by Ethan and his friends, with video proof and his recorded admission. I attached the kiss video, the post-departure groping video, and clips of his confession. Ethan freaked, trying to grab my phone, begging me to delete it all, saying his parents would disown him. I said he should have thought of that before humiliating me for laughs. My phone buzzed with replies. My mom, "I'm so sorry, we're coming over." My dad, "That jerk is done with us."
Ethan's mom, "Ethan, come home now."
His dad, "I'm ashamed of what I saw. You're not the son we raised." Ethan was a mess, begging me to tell our parents the videos were fake, offering anything to fix it. I said he made his choice, and now he'd face the fallout. He got angry, saying I was ruining his life over one mistake and that I'd regret losing him. That he'd tell everyone I'm a psycho who records private talks to ruin people. I laughed, saying the videos spoke for themselves. As I left, I told him this was our last conversation, and if he contacted me or my family again, I'd file harassment charges. Driving home felt incredible. I was powerful, in control, finally getting justice for all the times Ethan humiliated me. My parents were waiting, hugging me, apologizing for not seeing the full picture. My dad said he was proud I stood up for myself. My mom said she spoke to Ethan's mom, who was horrified and planning a serious talk with him about respecting women. Later, Mia sent screenshots from the group chat.
Word of the video spread, and everyone from the party knows Ethan's true color.
He's been radio silent online since yesterday, no posts, no stories. The best part? I didn't do anything illegal or shady. I used Ethan's own actions and words against him. He destroyed himself by being the manipulative jerk he's always been. To those saying I should forgive him, no way. Some people don't deserve it. They deserve consequences. Ethan's one of them. I'm done being the forgiving girlfriend who takes crap to keep the peace. Ethan thought he could shame me publicly and manipulate our families to make me comply. He thought I was weak enough to crawl back. He wanted to put me in my place. Well, my place is clearly miles above his pathetic games.